So we have emptied our pantry, hence why it's echoing. Literally it's like a blank canvas in here. It's so dull, but I wanted to share with you guys what we are going to be doing. So the first thing we are going to apply is some wallpaper at the top of our shelves here and behind our main shelf that we store all our pantry dry goods in our bamboo lidded containers. So we did a project in our dining room, which I have not yet uploaded the video, so sorry you guys, but it's coming soon. We have done some VJ paneling in our dining hallway area, and it is so pretty. It's honestly transformed the area. So classic, so country inspired ish. So we really wanted to finish that off. Since our pantry is situated in the dining / kitchen area, we felt like since we don't close the door and it's always exposed, we need to pretty it up to kind of blend well with our dining area as well, and the color scheme that we have going on there. So we have found some beadboard paintable wallpaper. Can you guys see that? It's so pretty. Hopefully it looks good in here, and I love the fact that it's paintable. So we are going to definitely use the exact same color that we used on our panels in the dining area, just so it can kind of flow and mesh well. So yeah, I'm so nervous. Hopefully this turns out how I have planned in my head, but yeah, interested to see how it goes. Keep watching and let's get to it. So the wallpaper is up, very hard to see since it's white, and we've prepped with all the painter's tape, and now we're going to go ahead and do the first coat of paint. Again, it's going to be the same color as our panels. It's called oyster linen from Dulux. Oyster linen, it's a very pretty color. You'll see in just a sec. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that done. So we have finished the painting. This is day 2. We left the paint to dry overnight. We actually ran out of wallpaper, so we had to make do with what we had, but it turned out really pretty. We just really need to change the lighting in here because it's showing the color to be a lot different than what it actually is. So we've slowly started putting things back, but thought I'll show you how the color looks on the wallpaper. It doesn't even look like wallpaper, to be honest. It looks like the actual panels, but yeah, looks really good. So let's get organizing. Gone ahead and painted that little DIY step that I made. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to my pantry organizing video and you'll know exactly how I made this and what I use it for. So I painted it the same color as the wallpaper so it can kind of blend into the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in position. And then if you watched my DIY spice rack organization video, if you haven't, it's the one before this one, I'm pretty sure. And I did mention that I wanted to change the labels on our pantry jars. Now we currently have the vinyl, that's how they look there, the vinyl labels, but since doing our spice rack, I did mention that I really wanted to do the same thing to our pantry labels and to the rest of our spice cabinet. And since we are still in lockdown, I thought why not just go ahead and make the super inexpensive DIY, the same ones that I did for our spice rack. So I've made the labels here. That's how they look. They're so easy to make and so inexpensive as well. So if you have a printer, you know, you can do these at home. So let me just, that's how they look. Hopefully that focuses. Okay, so that's how they look, the design. So these ones are the larger size for my 2-liter jars. And then I've got a whole heap of smaller ones. Okay, it's not focusing. Smaller ones for my 1-liter jars. Now I'm not going to take off the vinyl because knowing me, I'll probably just change it up every now and again. I'm just going to place the label at the back so I can use the back or the front whenever I want to. So that's really good as well, no wastage, and as well keeping it efficient. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bring you guys closer to show you how the labels look on the jars. So come join me. Okay, you guys, we are pretty much close to the finish line. I am so happy with how the labels turned out. It just, oh, it looks so beautiful, especially with that nice oyster linen color in the background, which is so hard to see in the camera, but it definitely made a difference. The only thing that I need to really I really want to make, because it's annoying me, is another stepper, wooden stepper for the second shelf, and possibly one for the top shelf, because I do need to get a few more jars, but for now it's perfect, honestly perfect. So I'm gonna bring you guys closer to see the color and the texture of the wallpaper, and how it all pretty much turns out. But I am so happy that our country inspired pantry is really coming together. So there's a few more, you know, projects to do in here, like changing our door, but we're not going to do that till, you know, another few weeks or, you know, a few months. Not in a rush for that, but everything's deep cleaned, everything's been sorted out, shelves, everything is like tip top and perfect. So I love when I do these deep cleaning moments. I don't always do them. I do them like every few months, or when I see that it's up really in need. It just gives you peace of mind that you've thoroughly gone through everything, and kind of like organized everything accordingly, and everything that you have, so you don't kind of buy things and overstock. You see what you have, use what you have, and yeah, it makes all the difference. But yeah, enough of my ramble. Let's bring you guys closer to see all the finer details. So let's get to it. So this is an overview of the pantry. So you can see the color there, and I'll bring you guys closer. So this is how the wallpaper looks and the color. the texture. It literally looks like you've put beadboard panels, but it's wallpaper. So highly recommend this. And if you're not in Australia, then you can find this on Amazon. I've seen it on Amazon. Definitely worth it if you want like a temporary fix instead of the permanent beadboard. Wallpaper is your go-to. So yeah, I'm gonna show you a little close-up of this is how the labels on the jars turned out. I am so happy, you guys. And feel free to subscribe to my blog so you can get these free printables and pretty much do these labels at home yourself. Super inexpensive, and they're just so pretty. So pretty. Okay, so we went ahead and painted our door frame, and then we also ended up painting and wallpapering this panel here, and then we also added this trimming here because the shelf was off the wall. It wasn't like flush against the wall. There was a gap that was really annoying, so we put a little trim there to kind of block that off and make it look a bit more seamless with the wall. We ended up taking off the door. So these are like all little updates that I thought I'll quickly add into this YouTube video. So we managed to take off the door. We haven't put on a new door or anything like that because we do want to end up putting a nice French door, but for it to open up outwards rather than open up inwards and then just pretty much all of that wasted space that was behind the door. So what we ended up doing is creating a little breakfast nook, which we are still yet to fill in those jars, but we had gotten a kitchen trolley, gave it a paint so it can blend in with the cabinetry and the walls and all of that, changed the hardware, and then we've just dedicated this little kitchen trolley to our breakfast little nook. So the jars, I had them from my previous pantry in the kitchen, so it was really good to repurpose them because they were just sitting in the kitchen cabinets doing nothing at all. I'm going to fill them up with 3 different types of cereals, or 2 types of cereals that we normally get, and then maybe granola in the 3rd one. And I just need to get some extra wooden scoops, and yeah, it worked out. It sat beautifully in this spot. It doesn't block the walkway, as well as the depth. It's like perfect alongside the shelf right here. So yeah, that's pretty much the only updates that we did since I last spoke to you guys. But we are so happy with how it all turned out. Like, it is so pretty. It's exactly what I had in mind. So yeah, thought I'll quickly add that in. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.